Hello and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was setting up a little bit in a rush because we were having our monthly team meeting with my upline and the team. And yeah, and time flies, right? When you're having fun, and I just didn't realize, okay, I don't know why this is starting to give me trouble right from the start. All right, let's see. More or less is the center, looks like it. So welcome. Oh, okay, this is not gonna work tonight. I see I'm losing my video as it is. Or maybe if I just quit everything else. Give me a second, please. I'm trying to see. Yeah, maybe Zoom is taking time. Juice. I'm just gonna close everything that I have open in my computer, and I'll give it another try, right? Thank you for your patience. Let's see. All right. All right, so I need to see how many of you are on, because as I put in my post today, I've decided that from now on, every time I have 6 people or more, we're gonna do a little bit of a price raffle, price patrol, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, it looks like now it's working. I don't know what I did, but it's working. So let's start before I jinx it again. So I'm thinking that well, Sale-A-Bration is going on, and you know, Sale-A-Bration is our biggest promotion of the year, for which you earn products for every $50 or $100. And here's what you can get this year. You can get this watermelon stamp set for each $50 purchase. So if you purchase $100, you can get 2 gifts of $50. They're cumulative. Hi, Deborah. Good evening. And you can get this beautiful Sunny Days paper. You can get my favorite, Flight and Airy. And you'll see, Flight and Airy is the one I use for this card. Now that we're going to do in a little bit. And then you have this Cradle in Love. It's perfect for welcoming babies to the world, or christenings, or things like that. And then we have softly stippled, this 12 by 12 designer paper. And then we have Most Adored. I wanted to show you this paper, but I didn't get it until yesterday, so I didn't have time to play with it. So I'll show it to you, but we're not gonna play with it. And then also for $50, you can get this beautiful set of sentiments. That's called Heartfelt Hellos. And it coordinates with the hexagon punch, which is a pretty useful tool. And speaking of tools, we have this trusty toolbox, perfect for more manly cards or crafty people who like to DIY projects, right? No matter, you know, no gender, you know, everybody can enjoy that. And yet again, for $50, you can get Jungle Pals. And then for $100, you can get the coordinating dice for Jungle Pals. And then this is another one of my favorites. See the little mark that I put here? That's because I liked it a lot. And I got it. And we're going to play with it. I forgot to emboss this. But anyway, we'll make it happen. Softly Sophisticated. That combines this stamp set and this embossing folder. You get both for a $100 purchase. And then you can get the detailed duckwood dies, which is the one I use for this card. And I actually watercolor this, but you can color it however you want, with color pencils, with our pastels, with markers or blends, or with ink. I'll show you how. And I think that's it. Yes. And then of course, if you join this month, it's really juicy offer, because you get this glass studio, which includes this glass mat and silicone mat and a cleaning cloth. Or and it's worth $60. So if you have to buy it, it's $60, but you get it for free if you join. And joining means you get $99 and you spend $99, but you get $125 worth of product of your choice, whatever you want from the catalog, up to $125. And then they add these. Or if you don't want the glass mat studio, then you get an additional $30 in free product. So instead of getting $125, you get $155 in product for only $99. It's a great thing. And then you can see that if you host a party, you can earn more stuff as usual. But anyway, let's get to the cards, okay? And as I said, I'm using this beautiful embossing and stamp set. That is a two-step stamp set. And then we're going to use the dogwood, detailed dogwood, and then we're going to use the paper, the flight and air. So let's start with this one, because this is the easy one. And I see so far we have 3 people watching. If you're on, say hi. And once we hit 6, I'm going to do a little, well, maybe not immediately, but I'll do a little raffle. All right. So let's see. I'm not as organized as I like to be, but, well, it's what it is. As I said, I had a crazy evening, and then I forgot that we had the team meeting, so that ate up a little bit of my time. So this is very easy. Actually, I used boho blue for my original card, and I see I cut my base in Misty Moonlight. Both are colors featured in this flight and airy. So to begin with, let me show you a little bit these papers. They're so nice, all pretty. Thank you very much, Deborah. I love this paper. And you have the nice little birds, which, by the way, I'll show you some other cards that I made, but there's a lot of fussy cutting here, and I know not all of you like fussy cutting. I mean, Deborah and I like fussy cutting, but it's not for everybody. And this is another variation of that card. This is pretty simple. It uses just the paper, the rectangle, which I hit emboss with this sentiment that comes from the Nature Sweetness. It says, "Today is all about you, happy birthday." And then I fussy cut one of these birds here in this paper. And for the other one, I fussy cut these other ones, the duo of like the couple of birdies there. But there's a lot of fussy cutting. And then I did decal circle, and I embossed it with one of the embossing folders in the basic tree of embossing folders that we have on the online exclusives. So these are 2 other ideas for things to do with this paper. As I said, this was by far, I mean, I'm not saying by far because they're all pretty. But, oh, by the way, I fussy cut also some flowers. So you can put them here in the envelopes. And I think they're also inside. I fussy cut more flowers, see, and I just put them in. They look so pretty. I love this paper. I cannot say it enough times, but I guess I have already said it enough times. Anyway, so this paper has birds on one side, birds and this sheet has bigger birds, which is the ones that we're gonna use for this card. I cut, some of them have legs and some of them don't have legs, so I fussy cut 2 with legs because I want to put them on a branch and they need legs for that. But anyway, and then in the back you have beautiful floral or texture backgrounds. But you see there's a variety of pages, and this is the same one that I showed you. Like, and the birds come in different sizes as well. So this is like a medium size. This is also a medium, small to medium size. But look how beautiful these flowers are. Aren't they gorgeous? And this is like a smaller size. And they're so cute. I love them. Love them. And I love the flowers too. And then the backgrounds, as you see, they're gorgeous. The B side, so to speak. Anyway, they're a little bit all over the place because I've been playing with these so they're not organized, the sheets, but you can see. Anyway, so let's start, because you guys probably have other things to do too. We cannot be here forever. So as I said, Misty Moonlight, and I cut this. This is the regular size, 4 1/4. Well, 8 1/2 folded in half to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. So let me get some glue. And this is such a shame that I have to cover this beautiful paper. But anyway, it's always a heartbreak when you have to choose one side over the other. All right. Oh, we have 4 people watching. Say hi if you're on, please. If you want, of course. I am not prepared what I'm gonna raffle. I have an idea, but if we hit 6, it's gonna happen. I'm very excited about it because, you know, it will make it even more fun. I mean, it's fun for me. I hope it's fun for you too. But yeah, who doesn't like prizes, right? Or the opportunity to win something. So this is vellum paper, and I cut it from with Stitch So Swiftly, I think. No, the other one. Okay, let me go check it out for you. It's the all right. Which one is it? Here. Is this one. Scallop Contours, sorry. Scallop Contours is still in the, sorry, I'm not showing it. It's like the second largest rectangle. And it's still in the annual catalog, I believe. So I cut it with vellum. I'm just gonna put just a little bit of like this to hold it, because we're not gonna see these, because we're gonna put something on top of it, so we won't see the glue. I'm gonna center it how I like it. Well, center, hopefully not too crooked. And then we are gonna, they're gonna use this, which is, again, I mean, I don't know where my head is today. I think I've been rushing too much. But this is from a retired set of dies that, let me just grab it. I thought I had it here, but I don't. Give me a second. Nope. It's not the tailor-made packs, it's something else, and I cannot find it. I don't know where I left it. Oh, here we go. I found it. Tasteful Labels. That's what it was called. But you can use whichever, oops, sorry, whichever you think it's gonna be appropriate. I was also trying to use the new Thoughtful Expression dies that have beautiful dies as well, but I kind of like this one better. But anyway, you use what you have, and this is a retired set, so I don't think, unless it's already in your toolbox, you know, you have to find some other alternative. So as you could see in my original here, this is a little, it has a little beveled edge, and how I accomplish that, and I've shown you that before, is that I'm using my foam mat here, and then you get the die, and you put it as if it was cut. And by the way, I already hit embossed the white part, because the white message, because, you know, I don't like to do a lot of heat embossing live just because it's noisy and my cable doesn't reach so far. But anyway, so I put the label back in the die, and then I just go around and I push with my take your pick tool that has the little ball here. There's two little balls. There's this one, and there's a smaller one. And I'm using the little one. And I'm just gonna go like this. And I'm gonna go all around. And we're gonna go get that effect. The bevel effect. I call it bevel effect. I don't know what's the actual technical name. And you see, like, okay, I have one, sorry, in white here that's just flat, and then this one that is raised. And then can you tell the difference? I think it looks much nicer when it's raised. But if you're doing any stamping on it, it's better to do the stamping before and do the beveling embossed edges after you done stamping, just because you want to have a flat surface, right? All right, so that done. Let's move on. This is a very easy card. It's a card recipe for you. You don't have to use exactly the same materials. You know, I always say that. These are just ideas for you on how to use your own materials. So if you have other things, you don't want the birds, but you want something else, you may want to have one of the jungle pals, you know, or something. You can use the same card recipe. And that's it. All right, so I'm gonna center this, put in dimensional, so it actually erases and it has like the beveled effect even more visually obvious. And then with a branch, you have many options for the branch. You can fussy cut one of these branches here with the flowers, but I thought it was too much with the big bird and the flowers, because then you have to either find a branch that's not being used by a bird here, or cut one of the birds there, or use a more flowery branch. I was thinking of this one, but I didn't like how it worked. But if you like it, go ahead. What I did is I used this branch from the Winter Owls bundle, and I like how it looked. So let me see. I have it right here pre-cut, because then I don't have to go to my machine yet again, get up and mess up everything. And let's see, I actually sponged a little bit the edges with a sponge dauber, if I can get the sponge dauber. As I said, I'm not prepared tonight. Usually I'm more or less prepared tonight, and I'm not at all. Let me see, this is the brown, yes. So now I need my crumb cake, which is around here. I know it's right there, but I can barely reach it because I have the camera in the middle now. Okay, hopefully it's not the one that fell. Hopefully. All right. You know, it's hard to work in two little TV trays. There's not enough room. So thank you for the hearts. Ooh, 5 viewers. One more, and we'll get to do my raffle. I'll have to think. I'll do a question, and the first person that answers the question will win. Oh, by stamping with the dauber, you have to be careful with the thin branches. I just folded it, but it's okay. So I just put a little bit of extra color and texture, so it looks a little bit more dimensional. See, this was the back, and now this is the front. Hi Kate, I'm glad you like the floral background. This paper is gorgeous. I love it. So I keep it in mind for somebody's birthday card. All right, so let's see if I don't throw anything else on the floor for the rest of the live. So I'm gonna just adhere this here, and then, or maybe I'll put the bird first. And I fussy cut several birds, and I'm gonna use another bird just for variety's sake. And this little baby. Gonna put him right there. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here. See, look at the back of this paper. I mean, honestly, it's a hard choice every time that you have to decide. That's like, oh, one side, this side is not gonna be seen. But anyway, what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna buy more stuff so I can earn more of this beautiful paper, right? That's the thought. All right, and we're gonna put him in the top branch here because he looks like he's a top brancher. Oh, the other one is also in the top branch. I didn't realize. All right, so that's where he goes, more or less. So now that I'm done, I think he's on dimensionals and the branch is kind of loose. So let's do that. I'll put a dimensional here, touching the branch a little bit, making sure that it's not seen on the other side, and it's not, so that's great. And then we don't have to mess up with the liquid glue on. I like them a little to the side, the liquid glue on the branch, because it may be a little funky, right? It's so thin that it may spill out and then it doesn't look good. So there it is. And for here I used one of the dyes from, let me show you, from Nature Sweetness, which is the one that has the cocoa, the almond, and thank you for all the hearts again, like that. And then I actually, this I cut it from the back of one of the DSP of the Meandering Meadows. But I figured that if you have some fussy cut flowers like I do right here, you can decorate that with these two, and they're very cute. I didn't want to be, these are very detailed to fussy cut, so I'm thinking maybe a couple of them will do. Something like that. Looks very romantic, I think. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one with glue. I'm gonna save this for the inside. I'm gonna put one with glue, and I'm gonna put only glue in the bottom part, just in case. Can you tell? I hope so. And just a very little bit of glue, because this is not heavy at all, will do. So I'm gonna put that here, and then I'm gonna put a mini dimensional for my other flower here. Pair of flowers. But this is not a mini dimensional. I need a mini dimensional. Okay, here we go. Just one in the middle will do. And oops, I don't want it to cover so much of it. So like that. I think that looks nice. So what do you like best? This one with the fussy cut flowers, or this one with the flowery branch from Nature Sweetness? Well, let me know. And moving on to card number 2. Okay, I mean, and in the inside, actually, I decorated this with a bunch of the same paper, but I'll do that later. I don't want to waste your time right now because we have 2 more cards to go. All right. So card number 2, let me put this away. Card number 2 is this one. I should save all these because I'm gonna need it for something else. Actually, this I'm gonna need for this one. Look at that. Is this card, which I, by the way, forgot to, sorry, I forgot to emboss that part, so I'm gonna have to do it right now. But what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna change a little bit the color combination, saving that for the 3rd card. And I'm gonna use, I wanted to use these flowers. These are pale papaya, I think. and it's a retired color, so I figures like, oh, let's do fresh fuchsia, which is one of my favorites, and it's a returning color. And then this is old olive, and I was thinking old olive with this, or Lost Lagoon with the fresh fuchsia. What do you guys think? Votes? I'm gonna wait for a little bit while I'm actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna do, well, just think about it while I'm embossing this and let me know. Okay, let me know which one you prefer. As I'm right here embossing that with the Softly Sophisticated 3D embossing folder. In any case, I'm gonna use the fresh fuchsia. So let me know if you prefer Lost Lagoon or Old Olive for the base of the card. All right. So that's done. So that's done, and this is the beautiful Softly, what did I say it was called? I have it right here because we have Softly Sophisticated. All right. Nobody commented on Lost Lagoon or Old Olive. I think I'm gonna do Lost Lagoon. And I have the ribbon that's gonna be fresh fish as well. So let's do that. And the branches, they're already cut, and they're gonna be, what is this, per pieces anyway. So I hope it works, and I hope you like it. I'm saving this for another occasion. It's still time to comment. Actually, you can still comment on that while I prepare the main image. And the main image is it's using the same label as I said. I love that tasteful, what did I say was tasteful labels. And because the stamp set is a 2-step stamp set, which means that you can stamp first the branches and then the flowers, or the other way around. Oh, I lost the video, sorry. Give me a second to come back. All right. Which color do you like, Deborah? You still can think about it. Anyway, so this, as I said, is a two-step stamp set. So we have to prepare. Look, I had an extra done here. I like to keep them in the box because then even if I forget it, I used to put them in a little box, but I like to keep them in the case. So when I'm gonna use this set, I know that I have pieces already cut or something like that. I think I found a better way of organizing. All right, so let's get the branches, the leaves. And God, I didn't even prepare my blocks. I mean, like, really, our team meeting caught me by surprise. I mean, I knew about it, I just forgot, and I was counting with 2 more hours for prep, and it was a long meeting, and it was going on when I came live. So and I cannot get this there. All right, so we have this, and we're gonna use well, I think that would it be too dark to use the Lost Lagoon? Maybe not, if I can find it. That's fresh fuchsia. I know I just got it. Yeah, I got it. It's right here. maybe too blue, but anyway, I'm gonna try. But if I do the Lost Lagoon, then these are gonna be, you know what, I'm gonna go with Perpisa. This is kind of like, because I wanted to change the color scheme. Thank you, Deborah. I think they will work, but because I wanted to change the color scheme, I had to, you know, like I'm thinking on the fly of, oh, if I do this way, then will the leaves coordinate? I think it will look nice. And where's my foam mat? I'm just gonna put this a little up, so I have room for a sentiment in the bottom. And I hit emboss this with gold, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna stamp it in another color. Maybe Lost Lagoon or Fresh Fisher. No, Fresh Fisher, we're gonna do the flowers. And they're gorgeous. I love the detail with the veins and everything. So now you get the other stamp with the flowers, and this is the one with the big flowers. And we set it up in a smaller block. And this little bud here goes in here, so that's one of your guides. And then you see how this leaf is cut. Let me, well, no, I need the mat. It's cut like as if it had something on top of it. What it has on top of it is this flower here. So you have to kind of align the bud with the, I think, like this. Well, it was not perfect, but pretty cool anyway. All right, and now we're gonna put here something, a sentiment. This has the hello there, you're in my thoughts, and I really appreciate you. But I put the image so big that I don't have room for that much. So I think I'm gonna use a happy birthday from Circle Sayings, and that I have right here. I'm gonna make sure that it's clean before I stamp, put it on my stamps. All right. I just keep kicking everything around today. I hope to be more organized next week. So this is from Circle Sayings. Let me show you Circle Sayings. This coordinates with the circle punch, and it's also in, I think it's in the annual catalog, or maybe it's in the online exclusive. But anyway, if you search for Circle Sayings, it will show up where, if you want it. I love that stamp set. It has really cool sentiments, and I like the combination of the two fonts. So now the thought is, are we gonna do it in Lost Lagoon, or we gonna do it in, no, not in the Perpisas. I really want to do the sentiment in Lost Lagoon. If I can find the ink that you just found a second ago. Do you see it? I'm sure it's around here. Oh, maybe it's here. Yeah, it is. I found it. I put it back on its place. Well, it's not really its place. I put it back on my other TV tray. Okay. I'm a little paranoid because the other way I thought that this stamp was clean, and I went to the yellow and it wasn't clean, and now my yellow pad, the Daffodil Delight, I think, no, I don't know, one of the yellows, it's all messed up. Okay, hopefully it will work. If not, I have another. Yeah, I like it. Isn't it cute, the combination of the two fonts? I do like this stamp set a lot. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, because I kind of like that effect, the beveled effect. And I'm gonna raise the center a little bit, and the edges a little bit, sorry, by going around with my, is it called a stylo tip of my take your pick tool. I'm not sure what it's called, but I show you. It's this one, and it comes with the take your pick tool. It's one of the tools that you can pick. It's very cool. Love the effect. It's also a very good tool to shape flowers and some, you know, if you burnish the center of a die cut flower, it just raises the petals up. For bigger ones, not for these tiny little ones. Yeah, I think it may be on the online exclusive, the circle saying. Thank you, Deborah, for pointing that out. Anyway, and this is how it came up. Pretty darn cute, I think. All right. So now we have this, and I wanted to distress it a little bit. And how did I do that? I think you've seen me distressing things before, but I'll show you again. Okay, I'm just trying to keep things more or less organized. So you get your scissors, open it up, and just go like this. Heat it sometimes, you know, I just want a little bit of distressing, but not excessive. I'll do that in my next card as well. And I'll do that a little bit more in the next card. You could actually take a little part of it out if you want, tear it out. It just makes it a little fussier. And it gives it a little bit more texture. Even though this has already the texture of the embossing folder. Yeah, more or less like this. I don't want it to overdo it either. So after you do that, we're gonna use a sponge dauber to give it a little bit of color. I have to see if I have a sponge dauber that's either clean or at least in the same color family. I think this may work. I always try them on the side to make sure. I think this is purple, so it will go with the fresh fish. But that's why it's good to have different embossing sponge daubers. Then we're gonna go like this, a little bit inside. Yeah, I don't know, it may have been brown, but it's okay. It gives it a little bit of little vintagey, shabby chic look. And we go all around. Yeah, this is a little brownish, but it's okay. It adds to the effect that we want here. And I'm gonna go a little bit like as if it was like old, like in an oval kind of thing. Just a little bit of. When you do this to a stamping folder, it brings up the embossing part, embossing folder. It brings out the embossed area. So, you know, I think I'm happy with it. Now, oops, silly. I'm gonna close this. Well, I'm not gonna close it actually, because what we're gonna do is, I think I have a clean one here for later. May not be totally clean, but I'm gonna use this one. We are gonna now work on the little accents that we're gonna put. And we have, I pre-cut these. All these come from the Nature Sweetness dies. One of the two, I can't remember which one. But if you go to Nature Sweetness, it has 2 stamp sets and 2 dies. And this is from one of them. Actually, 2 come from one. I think these 2 little ones come from one, and the other ones will come from the other one. This was when I was doing the pale papaya. But I actually like to color mine in a different way. So I'm going to show you. Very similar to what we were doing. So I grabbed first the... Okay, let me see if I can find the green. Which one is the green? Maybe they're both new. This is not. I had them out, and then I was dusting this morning, and I put everything away. And now, of course, I cannot. They're all together, and it's, you know, I had them out separate. Okay, I found a green one right here. I think it is a green one. Yeah. And then I will use one new one for this. All right, so for the green, we're taking pear pisas, just because these leaves are pear pisas, so they were gonna be the same. And I'm gonna put this away here. I'm gonna just dab a little bit, get a little bit of ink here. If you have a little bit more, it kind of helps. Yeah, that will work. And then I'm gonna just dab it through the a little bit the leaves. I just want a little bit of color. I don't want them all the same, just like that. And I know I got some of the flowers, but I don't mind, right? What I don't want is that they're totally vanilla. This is, by the way, cut in very vanilla. And now we're gonna do the same with the fresh Risha. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more in from there, from the cover. That's when it fell, you know, it helps. And then we're gonna put it a little bit over, and then you get this effect, kind of like watercolored a little bit. I like it. It's soft, it's nice. And we're gonna do the same with the other ones. Now that I have my sponge dauber, I'm gonna start with the flowers this time. And now I'm gonna go with the pear pisas. Now we're gonna close it. The pear pisas for the leaves and the stem. And they're cute. I love this really easy technique to color like detailed, small detailed die cuts pieces like this. Because if you can see, they're embossed. They have like even a little center. Can you tell? They have even a little center. They're so cute. I love this. Love this. Love this. All right. So now we put it all together. Oh, you can do the same, a little bit of this to the edges of your branches, just to give them a little bit more texture. And I see that this has a piece in the middle. Now let me take it off. Just on the edges. It's almost not noticeable, but I kind of like it anyway. Can you tell the difference? It's hard, right? If you did it with a darker green, which it may work as well, but right now I only have this one here. So if I had old olive, do I have old olive? No, I don't. Okay, this is pear pisas, but if I had old olive, it would be kind of cool, but I don't. So it would be more noticeable with old olive because it's a little darker. There, and there, you know, gives a little bit of different coloring to the, and it helps bring the embossing up. Anyway, and then the little one, I hope I cut enough pieces, because that's it. I don't have more pre-cut. All right, so now we put it together. And how would you put it together? We said, I'm thinking of this one, Lost Lagoon, and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, not on the border, because my intention is to actually have the borders a little bit raised. So I'm just gonna go, you know how we did the coloring with the sponge over in an oval kind of? This is what I'm gonna do. And I don't care that the borders are not totally adhered. All right. Oh, I forgot. I have to put the, let me grab it before it dries. Oops. I have to put the ribbon first. The ribbon, my way of adhering the ribbon like this is just to put a strip here and a strip there of Stampin' Seal Plus. Then we grab the ribbon, put it on the front because I don't want to waste ribbon, and then in the back we cut. Oh, the good news, see how it's crooked? But I can adjust it because I have the strip, so I can put it farther up or down as I see fit. Now I'm gonna see. The good thing is that this design lets you see very clearly where you want, because it has the lines kind of like that. Okay, so now yes, now we can put a little bit more glue. And always put a little bit extra glue on top of your ribbons so they adhere properly. Not gonna put, it's still tacky, so. And this is not gonna be seen anyway, so don't worry about it. I'm not even gonna scrape it off. I'm gonna see that it's center. All right. And if you wanted, you could put like a glue dot or something here, so because it's gonna be behind the label here. I like it. It's such a pretty. I love this stamp set. When I saw it, that was these and the birds. Those are the two things I really wanted from this celebration. Of course, now I'm getting a lot of more things, but that's the spirit. And we still have a little bit over a month of earning new products, so I'm sure that I'll get something else, or I'll get extra birds. I'm gonna put this here or not. I'm gonna put one in the middle because I want to have room to put the branches off. So let's do that first. All right. Put it a little bit like that, more or less. It looks a little crooked. Do I dare to lift it up? Let's see. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think what's crooked is the message. I think it looks good enough. No, I like it like that. All right. Stop fussing with it, Candy. Then we are gonna put the bow first, because then we'll adjust the flowers around it as we see fit. I really love how these flowers in Fresh Freesia look better than these ones in Pale Papaya. I think the color is brings out the design better. Thank you. Thank you, Deb. I like these colors better too. Oh, I like the other ones too, but anyway, we're gonna do a bow here, sideways. Actually, I did this in a different way. This I did horizontally. We may do this one vertically. We'll see how it turns out. Now I think we need it horizontally because otherwise we're not gonna see the, okay, never mind, we can do that too. You don't want it too big because we want to see the flowers and the branches that we're gonna put there. So just make it look a little nice and cut the tail. And now, oh, by the way, it's a retired ribbon, but it's a fresh Fisher ribbon that I had, which is the open weave ribbon. That's the one that came with the I'm blanking. Anyway, the colors, the yearly colors, you know. Anyway, so I'm just gonna start using glue dots for these things. But because they're so little, I don't wanna, usually you would put it like this and take it off, but these are so thin that I don't want to rip them. So I'm gonna use my piercing tool, or you can use take your peel tool to get the glue dots. I'm like losing my language today. I think I'm tired, and I was stressed trying to prepare for everything, and don't want it to be late for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna put this a little bit over this, and this I'm gonna put a glue dot there because or there, because I don't want this to get stuck in the envelope every time you put it in and out. All right, so that it's nice. Maybe a little bit more glue here will be good. Maybe just liquid glue, just a touch. Hi Julia, in colors, thank you. Oh my god, I don't know what I was blanking. It's like, thank you, the Abby, and thank you for joining. Abby and Julia were also at my team meeting earlier, so I had to excuse myself early. All right, so we're gonna do the same with this one. I think I'm just gonna use more than the glue dots. I'm gonna use the liquid glue. I think it works better. Just brush it up a little bit. You just like you put it and then you take it off, and with the same nozzle of the bottle, you can just put a little bit of on top of the rest of the branches, and that's enough because they're very small die cut pieces. I mean, there. Am I on camera? I hope I am. All right, then we have the color leaves, the color branches. They're so pretty. I love them. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue there, just in the bottom. It may look like I'm putting a lot, but I'm not, you know, it's there. And a little bit of this. Same. Sorry, let me be on camera. I'm gonna put this a little bit like that. Oops. My sticky finger brought it up again. I don't, there. And then I'm gonna grab the long leaf. I'm gonna put it back here. And this one I'm gonna put on the bottom. Just a little bit more glue. Sorry, I realize it's like I'm not on camera all the time. It's not a good idea. Anyway, so this is gonna go around there. There. And now when they're at here, you can just leave them a little bit. Just for more dimension. And that's it. How do you like it? I like it a lot. Oh, we forgot the bling. The bling. I put the bling here in the pale papaya colors. It is not pale papaya. It's actually I'll tell you what it is. Is this? I have them right here. Believe me, this time. All right. These are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foil gems. Love them. I mean, Petal Pink, Pale Papaya, kind of almost the same when you put it in embellishment, you know. But so I thought they work very nice. But these ones don't work for this one. So I thought that maybe we'll put a couple of these ones that look, they have a little bit of the shine, that it's pinkish and it's reminiscent of the fresh fish. And these are iridescent foil gems. Love them. I just got them yesterday. So okay, let's see. Okay, I got them yesterday. Yeah, they don't want to get out of the package. All right, so we'll do a big one. It's like I always put 3. I couldn't see the other one is behind the bow there. But anyway, I'm gonna do a big one. Gonna make sure that I don't put it by the bow. And then another big one right here. And a little one. They come in 2 sizes. Up there. And voila. I like it. I like this iridescent. I think I'm gonna get more. Anyway. Alright, so let's move to card number 3, the last card of the night today. I wanted to do a 4th one, but this one is quite elaborate. And actually, you'll see I didn't put a sentiment on this. I watercolored this yesterday because I have my watercolor card class with my team, my club actually, and I'm not the teacher in this one, but while we were having the meeting and discussions, I was coloring away with this beautiful detailed dot work. That's the name of the stamp set, and it's really detailed, as you could see. So this is how it looks. Where is it? Where did I put it? Right here. Detailed dogwood. It's so nice. It has a lot of lines. So, and I think it's, if you like coloring, this is perfect for coloring. So we're gonna start by, oh, by the way, this also comes in the, this is this. And you always think it's like, oh, what am I gonna do with these dots? So I figure it's like, instead of putting a ribbon, you can use the dots as if it was a ribbon kind of thing. And I hid embossed them in gold before the start of this Facebook Live. And I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna clean this, and I'm gonna use this big block for the other one, because I don't have 2 of these big blocks. I only have 1. So I'm thinking that instead of using watercolors, I can give a try. This took a while. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was time consuming. But I enjoyed it, you know. I was listening in the meeting and coloring away, so you can do that while you're watching TV or something, if it's not something that... Thank you, Abby. I'm glad you like that idea. I never know what to do with these kind of geometric or designy stamps other than add texture. But, you know, I thought this was a good idea. And I wanted to put a sentiment here. I just didn't have time to put it. So we'll do it for this one. So we're gonna stamp it in crumb cake. If I can find the crumb cake again. Okay, and I did. And when it's this big one, I like to ink them upside down. Make sure that my whole image is inked. And these ones are clean stamps, so we don't need my foam mat. I'm just gonna go like this. Press well because it's a big image. And that's how it comes. Nice, huh? Even like this would be nice enough, you know, and this would be a nice thinking of you card. You have this stamp set doesn't come with sentiments, but the Softly Sophisticated does, so you could have You're in My Thoughts here, and it would be a nice sympathy card or other. But you know, I like color, so I'm gonna try to color it a little bit. And I could do it with the watercolors, but what's the point, right? You may not have watercolors, but you have inks, so you can do it with inks as well. So let's see how it works. I'm gonna do purposes, whatever I have here. I'm not gonna get up and get some more because, and we're gonna use the, I think this will go well for the pinkish side. And we'll do a lighter dogwood because they have like white dogwood as well, or yellowish kind of. But you know, for the sake of color, I'm just gonna do a little bit less. So I'm using our beautiful water painters. So I'm just getting a little bit of ink like this, and let's see if it's light enough. What happens with the ink is like it dries much faster than the watercolors would. I'm just following the lines a little bit, having the edges a little bit stronger. So anyway, you have to work faster with the inks because they dry fast, so you don't get to, you know, this is mixed with a lot of water right now. So yeah, watercolor takes longer to dry, and then you can actually play with it a little bit more. And I'm gonna put a little bit more ink. If you put more ink, it darkens the effect. So I'm gonna be like very soft like that, a little bit towards the middle here. Oh, you have a white dogwood. I like them. I mean, here in I don't have, of course, a garden or anything because I live in a studio apartment in Manhattan, but I have the beautiful Madison Square Park very close by, and they have beautiful dogwoods there. On the way to some buildings, some brownstones have a little bit of a patio garden area in the front, and there's one on my way to the park that has a white dogwood, and it's more white greenish, but it's nice. But I figured that this would be a little bit more colorful, the pink. And I actually researched it, and I had like I checked some photos for reference of how pink the pink was, and you know, that kind of thing. Not that this intends to be how you call it, nature. I'm telling you, I can Well, apparently they are hardy, Abby. They are. I cannot speak English today. I don't know what's wrong with me. My words are getting away from me. Okay, I'm gonna put some more water here. You can click the reservoir and get more water, but just to be faster, I just clear up with a little bit of water that I have next door. And the other thing is, this is not watercolor paper. This is very vanilla, so you cannot wet it way too much either. But anyway, for the purpose of this card, it will do. And you don't want them all looking the same. A nature study, that's what I mean. This is not gonna be a nature study or anything. It's just like an illustration with a little bit of color, so it doesn't have to be, you know, like super detail, at least not on my purposes. And this one I try to be more attentive to where the shadows and cast shadows and such, but for the purposes of this one, I'm just gonna be a little bit less detail, because we cannot be here for hours just you watching me paint with ink. But I wanna do a little bit, some dark accent that I wanna do for this. But anyway, okay, you know what, I'm not, because I still have a lot of work to do here. And now I just drop the cup for this. Anyway, all right, let's see, what can I find in my, oh, pecan pie, perfect brown for the branches. I'm gonna close this for now. I may add a little bit more dark accents with this. And I'm leaving the tray open. You see, I've used it for other purposes before, for the same purposes, because you can just grab from here and just press here to get some water, and that's it. It works pretty well. And in this case, this stamp has like the shadow area being on the left side, so like the light coming from that. So I'm trying to just have a little darker area on the left side, but not gonna worry too much. Not that much detail that we want for this. And then you just, if you add just more water, it will use the remaining color in a lighter way. Not that you can tell very much what I'm doing right now, but just finding where the branches are in the stamp, a little bit here, and that's it. And now, for now, may add a little bit stronger. If you want it stronger, you can get it directly from the stamp, the ink pad, I mean. See, I just did maybe too much now. So if I put a little bit more water to soften that, and if I go like this, I want the darker side here, and not all the way around. So, you know, and here in the where the branches join, and a little bit here. All right, so this gives a little bit, see, it has a little bit more dimension now, or the illusion of more, a little bit more 3D, so to speak. All right, so we're done with the brown, going to the green. And unfortunately, I only have this green here, but anyway, it will have to do. Per pizzazz. I wish there was a darker one around. Maybe I can mix a little bit of Lost Lagoon. We'll see. Alright, so we'll just do a light wash with this all over, and then we'll do detail if we have time. And if you want it darker, as I said, we can go like this. It's like this will be a little darker here, just a little bit of accent. Thank you, Abby. I'm glad you like my sample. I spent a few hours yesterday. Not hours, but well, probably, I don't know, an hour and something. Which is not all the time that I would spend only coloring a part of the card. But probably a little bit longer than that, so yeah. So we're gonna put a little bit more directly because there's the shade cast by this flower. Just to give a little bit of impression. And the middle vein there. And I'm just getting some more water. And some more ink. I mean, this works if you have the refill and you put a couple of drops of the refill on the tray. Just don't know where my refill are right now. So it's important not to do them all the same because otherwise they look like a color copy. So it's good that some are a little different than others. All right. This is in profile, this leaf here. And then we have to do the centers with the yellow. I'm adding a little bit more water. If it doesn't come fast enough, I'll just go to my trusty glass of water next to me. Because now we want these newer leaves a little lighter. Now these should be darker because they're underneath. So I'm going to put a second layer of that. And don't worry if you go out the line, you know. It's a handmade card, you know. It's not perfect. And funny you were mentioning, Abby, about if it was sturdy enough, the dogwood so far up. Well, I'll tell you what's not sturdy. My jade plant. I have like a jade plant here by my window. And it grows and grows. And it's not that I love it, because it grows like kind of funny. But anyway, it's growing. It looked very nice. So yesterday, it was really cold in New York. I don't know exactly how cold it was. Probably 20 or something. Not as cold as in Tennessee these days, but pretty darn cold. And yeah, this now it's a little too dark, but it dries lighter. Anyway, so it was very stuffy because I don't control the heat in my apartment. It's central heating, so how I control it is like by opening and closing the window. That's the only way. So I opened the window a little bit to get some fresh air in the house and then close, like for about 10 minutes. Well, my J plant didn't like it. It kind of collapsed, the whole thing. It was just so tall and so pretty. And now it's just collapsed. I'll post a picture of it so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just gonna do a little bit, couple of things here, and that's it. And I mean, ideally, let me see if I can. I don't know if this is gonna be too much because this is too blue, this Lost Lagoon. But if I mix it with this one, it will be a little darker. Let's see. Yeah, that kind of works. Just a little bit more water. That's the other thing. You can mix and match. I know that we're all about the matching colors and everything, but sometimes for this, for coloring, it's worth having something mixed. And if you mix between the colors that we have, there still will come out very coordinated, so to speak, you know, like that they will work with each other. Anyway, let's see, a little bit of love to these flowers here, these leaves here. Mark the veins a bit. They're farther away, so, you know, less detail works on them. Anyway, so more or less, you're getting the idea. I think it may recover, Abby. It just, I thought it was very funny. I'm like, well, I know who didn't like fresh air today. It was way too cold for me to open the window to the poor plant. But anyway, let me get a little bit of yellow. I'm gonna use So Saffron, just because I happen to have it right here, for the center of the dogwood and here. I think I'll be able, if it doesn't recover totally, you know, I'll cut it and I'll plant the piece. You know how succulents are so easy to propagate. Is it the right word? Yeah. All right. You get the idea where I'm going with that, right? I'm actually gonna put a little bit of yellow over here, like the sun is hitting this, and also this, and then on the top ones too. It was not a huge jade plant, yeah, just the tips to give it, you know, something else, maybe here. All right, that kind of worked, right? All right, so now what's left to do? You can sign it if you want. I signed that one because I was gonna send it, but we want to give a little bit of shade to the left of this, so I'm gonna use a darker yellow mixed with a little bit of crumb cake, just a little bit. Let's see how this works. And then we're just gonna go like this. You know how I told you that the shade is on the left side on this one, so this should apply to these spherical parts, so to speak. Just doing a couple of little accents there. There. I'm satisfied with this one, sort of. You know, oh, look what I did. I hope it's just water. Oh, well. Hopefully it will dry, but you know what? I'm gonna distress it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I mean, we don't need to distress it. You saw me distressing the other one. Okay, I have to find the cap for that I dropped on the floor and I cannot find right now. But anyway, let's finish putting together this card because it's already 10:25 in New York. And I lost the video again. Oh, look, I have 5 people watching. 1 more people and 4 people. It said 5. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Julie. I'm so glad you being a gardener that you like my dogwood. As I said, I had to use images on the internet to put it together, make sure that I was more or less on target there. So I'm using the distress gold, and you know I don't like to waste it. So I cut, this is a 1/2 inch all around, and it's 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, the outside, because once I put this in, you will never know. You will never know that there was no gold paper inside and why waste it, right? So what do you think? Distress or not distress the sides? I hope it dries fine. Anyway, by the way, I actually messed up the back, but remember the paper always has two sides, so I turn it around and nobody could tell. All right, so I'm gonna adhere these while you're thinking if you want me to distress the edge of that or not. Maybe it would be worth distressing, since I have in case the drop of water doesn't dry properly and it gets stained, so then it will look like I did it on purpose. There's a lot of fussy things flying around today. Maybe because I vacuumed, I don't know. Distress, okay, you got it, Abby. I was hoping you would say that. Yeah, so same idea. I'm actually gonna turn the sides a little bit. I'm just putting my nails in there. There we go. Oh, this is because it was wet. Look what I did. But it doesn't matter because it's distressed. So see, now we will look like it's on purpose. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut a little bit here. Perfect there, yes. Well, sometimes, you know, you have to work with the lemons that life gives you, right? If there were not fussy things flying before, now there's plenty of them with all these. Yeah, I like this. See, this is more distressed than the other one. Okay, let me grab all this out of here. I don't have my trusty little vacuum, but that would be perfect for my little vacuum. I have it on the other table. Lost the video again, darn. All right. So now we grab crumb cake, or maybe even darker, pecan pie. Oh no, wild wheat. I have it right here. So we're gonna do the wild wheat area sides. Let's see how it works. If I don't like it, I'll change. And I have a brownish thingy. Yeah, it gives it a very old-fashioned kind of like, oh, this has been laying around and the acid is eating it. Its sides look. Also, I can tell that my wild wheat ink pad is quite juicy. So this is taking less than it took before. I like it like that. What do you guys think? And it goes very well with the gold, because wild wheat actually stamps like almost like gold. So I'm actually gonna leave it up. I have to clean this because look what I did with all the fussy thingies. Oh well. So now we're gonna put it here. Oh, it is full of fussiness from my distressing. Okay. Center. Yeah, I'm gonna see very different dark wood. This is much lighter with the inks You get more definition with watercolors, but and also spend a lot more time with that. But anyway, I think it looks cute anyway, right? So now that we have that, then we can just grab a strip of Very Vanilla, and we're gonna get a happy birthday, because I always need birthday cards. I think the one that fits in here, it's this smaller one. That's the two from Go To Greetings, but you can use whatever you want, whatever sentiment you want. And if you need to do a little wider, I can find my little block. Okay, I'll have to use that. You can use a wider strip of paper if you want to. I'm gonna put it like that. Hopefully I don't miss it, and if not, I have more strips perfectly centered. Look at that. And I'm just gonna do a simple, where did I leave my scissors? Gosh, oh, here it is. Here they are. Just gonna go like this. I'm gonna flatten the sides first, because I see this one has the marks of the cutting machine. What do you call the paper trimmer? Oh, look how they jumped. And now we're gonna curl it. Yes, I love Wild Wheat with the Distress Gold. I think you're the one who said that you really love Wild Wheat. It's not my favorite color at all, but I think it's very useful. And then we're gonna put it like that. And I think we need to distress it a little bit. I don't like how I curled it. Let's see if we do it like this is better. Yeah, do we need to distress it? Well, we not distress it. I mean, put a little bit of, just a little bit of Wild Wheat, what's left over in my sponged over. Just so that it goes together with the rest of the card. All right. I'm gonna put a glue dot here in the middle, and then dimensionals on the sides, because the middle is kind of like the valley. There, and now that I have it there, I know where I want to put my dimensionals. And I'm gonna put the little ones, I think, because maybe the big ones will fit. Yes, they do fit. If you want it more raised, you put one on top of the other. Like that. May have a little bit more trouble shipping it, mailing it, I mean, but that's okay. I've done it and it still goes. So, and then I'm just raising this, and because it fits. And if you want it irregular, you can have this one with just one and this one with two. It looks cool too. It doesn't have to be all the same. All right. So this is my other card, and you can actually decorate the inside with these other stamps from there, which I did. I'll show you. I did the envelope for the other one. Let me grab it. It's over there. Actually, I don't need to. I can actually open that up because I put it inside. See? These I also color with watercolors. All right, so these are the 3 cards that I have for you tonight. Pity we didn't hit 6 viewers live. so that I could do the little raffle thingy. But next time, you know. Thank you very much, Deborah. I'm glad you liked both. So if you wanna help me share the video around, and maybe next week we'll get more people and then we can do the raffle, that would be fun. I'm dying to do the raffle. Anyway, so here are my 3 cards. Oops, this one is almost out of camera. My samples and my actual cards. And this is 2 out of. Okay, let me put this back down. More or less. All right. Thank you again, all of you, for joining. Thank you for watching. And thank you for your patience that I was a little late. And I hope to see you next week. I think next week I'm going to do, if I have time to work on them, alternatives to the lovely lavender paper pumpkin. So that will be fun too. All right. Have an excellent week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.